As day 3 of Gyanvapi survey concludes, Hindu side says Shivling found makes a big Baba Mil Gaye hit claim. Hindu side claims Shivling found at Gyanvapi mosque site. Muslim side disputes the claim. Court asked CRPF and administration to secure the Shivling at Gyanvapi. And Asaduddin Owaisi once again jumps into controversy, says Gyanvapi was, is and will be a mosque always. So the Gyanvapi mosque controversy is set to escalate now, with the petitioners claiming that a Shivling was found during the 3-day survey of mosque complex. Even as the Varanasi court directed the sealing of the spot shortly after the Shivling was allegedly discovered, the question remains, what next?
Final day, massive discovery and conclusive evidence. The 3-day videography survey of Gyanvapi Mosque complex came to an end and resulted in a big revelation.
सर्वे कमीशन देखे कुछ मर्यादा होती है, बस खाली एक लाइन में है कि बाबा मिल गए.
The local Varanasi court directed the district administration to seal the spot in the Gyanvapi Masjid complex where a Shivling was reportedly found during the survey. Scores of people from different quarters welcomed court's decision.
संपूर्ण देश का राष्ट्रभक्त समाज और भारत का इतिहास बार बार चीख चीख कर कह रहा था कि विदेशी आक्रमणकारी लुटेरों ने इस देश में सैकड़ों मंदिर तोड़े हैं, उनको तोड़कर उनकी जगह मस्जिद बनाने की कोशिश की है और पावन मूर्तियों को अपमानित किया है, कहीं सीढ़ियों के नीचे रखा है, कहीं तालाब में फेंका है.
The Muslim side has decided to move the Supreme Court against the order to seal the place of Wudu in Gyanvapi Mosque. And some politicians have stormed into fearmonger over the Gyanvapi dispute.
जब मैं 20, 19, 20, 21 साल का था तो बाबरी मस्जिद को मुझसे छीन लिया गया. अब हम वही 19, 20 साल के बच्चों की आंखों के सामने दोबारा मस्जिद को नहीं खोएंगे इंशाअल्लाह ताला. क्या आप तमाम लोग अहद लेते हैं कि हम कोई मस्जिद को नहीं खोएंगे?
The matter will now be heard on Tuesday when the survey report is likely to be submitted to the court. But now that a Shivling has emerged from mosque premises, where would this development lead? Let's debate.
And on the burning question, I have the national spokesperson of the BJP, Gopal Krishna Agarwal, joining me. I also have Rashmi Sawant, who's activist and former president of Oxford University. Joining me on burning question is social activist and educationist Maria Tabassum, and also national president of the United Muslim Front, Shahid Ali. Thank you so much for joining us on burning question. I'd like to begin with Maria and Rashmi. Maria, when the Muslim side, after the survey, can very clearly claim that nothing was found, only some stones, why do you have a problem with the Hindu side saying Baba mil gaye, Shivling mil gaya?
It is according to the claims made by the Muslim side over there, by the Masjid committee, that it is the place where the wuzu was being done and it's a fountain. So I don't know what is the definition of the Shivling over there, that they claim that particular stone is itself the Shivling. So I would really like to see what the court says about this. Because like this, if you start searching, then there would be many such fountains in many such places, many buildings. So will all those also be claimed as Shivlings is what I'm doubtful about. There must be some particular religious significance to a Shivling which is found. How is it possible that it is a fountain and the water was used for making wuzu?
There's actually a very clear definition.
No, Maria, what I'm trying to say, I would like to say that, rephrase my questions. I'm saying it's a claim versus claim. Now, if the Muslim side can come out and say, the lawyer very clearly saying that nothing is found, there are only stones. My question is, Rashmi, if the Hindu side will never call it a stone, they will clearly say it's a Shivling. They see their God in what the Muslim side sees it as a stone. I really don't want to go into what was found and how it was found, but it is basically a claim versus claim till now. Why the opposition?
No, this is not
Rashmi.
a claim versus a claim. There's actually a survey that's going on as per a petition filed by a Hindu, which has been in the court for many years. So there's an actual survey going on. So, there's archaeology involved, there's all of that involved. So this is not just a claim versus a claim. And there is a clear definition of what a Shivling is. We do not, go about calling every object a Shivling. You can go to any temple. There are many images available online of what a Shivling is.
Exactly.
And the Hindu side of the petition, they have found a Shivling, and there are methods available to ascertain that it is a Shivling or not. So I think we pretty much know what it is, and these efforts to gaslight the erasure of and justify the erasure of indigenous cultures must actually stop now, because there are enough accounts and there's enough evidence that a temple was destroyed in order to build a mosque there. There are stories, there's evidence, there is everything. So I think at this point,
we don't go by emotions.
The least that you can do right now is be apologetic for what your ancestors have done to us.
No, so Maria, when you say you go by emotion, you don't go by emotions, you go by the constitution and by the courts. Then who was questioning the survey at the first place? Shahid Ali? Who was questioning the survey at the first place? It was very well ordered by the court. Nobody was going by emotions then.
The survey on the photography, even today we are questioning. We cannot go, and one should not be allowed to go behind a judgment passed in 1937. The judgment which has become final. And the law of land, law of India is that if a judgment has become final, no one can challenge that, no one can question that, no one can revisit that. Now you are revisiting a judgment which was passed in 1937. Even if we forget that, in 1991 an act was passed. Worship Act 1991 was passed. You are violating that act as well.
No, so who's revisiting? No. Let me come to this. Shahid Ali, you're saying you're not supposed to revisit something that's been given by the court, but it's precisely a court that has said that there has to be a survey. So the court that says there has to be a survey, I'm sure the Supreme Court will listen to this, but we should wait.
Absolutely. Tomorrow, Honorable Supreme Court will hear this matter. That's why I'm saying the court cannot, revisit 1937 judgment.
Okay, Gopalji wants to counter. Gopalji.
The one thing is that Mr. Shahid is completely wrong when he says that the court judgment cannot be reworked or re-looked into. If you go into the legal history or the procedure, any court judgment can be reassessed, redone. Different cases have a different connotation or different orders. So one thing is very clear. Second thing is, who doesn't know in India that there was the historical fact is Aurangzeb and his likes had destroyed the symbols of faith and temples in the country. There are several examples and historical fact on that. The third important factor is that if there is a dispute or there is a point where Hindu claims something which is a historical fact or which can be judged into the fact, but the thing is how the future course will be taken. We have agreed and everybody is agreed that it is the legal procedure which will take precedence. It is the Muslim community and some of their spokesperson who say that for when the court will order a survey, we will not let it happen. When the legal procedure starts, we will stop it.
Okay.
But then we will not allow the other parties to claim anything. So they have to just decide whether in India the legal procedure, court procedure, justice system or democratic values, etc., constitution will prevail or their own wish.
No,
if they want to look into
the point I'm making, Gopalji. That's precisely the point I'm making, Mr. Shahid Ali. We quickly say that we're going to be listening to we are going to be dictated by the law, by the courts, by the constitution. But this is precisely an order, a survey that was ordered by the courts. But then we're brazenly saying this survey is wrong. Doesn't Owaisi Saab very clearly say the survey is wrong? Is he doing the right thing? Maria, is he doing the right thing?
See, we have to go by the Supreme Court order, and it is not this is a local court, and even the High Court has given a stay order on this. So why the local court
So we don't
is
listen to
asking for
lower
the survey?
No, it
that
is a High
stop
Court
listening to
order.
lower
It is
courts?
High Court order, madam.
There is a hierarchy.
We'll only listen to the
There is a
Supreme Court, and
hierarchy.
we will not
There is a
respect the
hierarchy of
orders by
courts,
the
and
lower
after
courts. Is
there
that what you're
is a stay
saying?
order from the High Court. After there's a stay order from High Court, the lower court asking for going for a
Perfect.
survey.
But then it also has to follow the hierarchy. If the lower court says something, we will have to abide by it. Or we say
So
we're not listening to any of the lower courts. We'll only abide by what the Supreme Court says. Until the matter reaches the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court says anything on it, then?
Yeah, that's why the lower court is so much in a hurry today to seal the place. As soon as the survey is done, the other side is not even allowed to give their explanation for that. Was the Muslim side asked what this is? The claimants who claim that that's a Shivling, was the Muslim side asked what that is and how? Why was it suddenly? How will the Namazis pray there tomorrow by doing wuzu if that area is sealed? So are they not disrupting the activity that is going on in the masjid over there? Why was the area sealed?
The worship at the temple has been disrupted for the past 350 years. So I think the least you can do is respect the sentiments which are coming from the other community here. So worship has been, it has been disrupted for the past 350 years. Now you see what we've been going through for the past 3.5 centuries, right? You understand that now that, this court order has been passed for the past few years. You understand what we've gone through for the past 3.5 centuries. And all you're doing is gaslighting and whitewashing survey findings. All you're doing is you're gaslighting and whitewashing survey findings.
Let me get a little bit of perspective into this.
Let me answer. See, you're talking about...
Let me get a little bit of perspective. Maria, you say that all of a sudden the place is closed. Okay, Mr. Shahid Ali, I just want to put the entire thing into perspective. In 1991, when the people were asked not to worship at Shringar Gauri through a court order, that also happened all of a sudden. They stopped worshiping because the court said. So now if the court says that we need to seal the premise because there is a survey going on, I really do not understand why there should be such a furor. If the people could follow the order in 91, why can't the people follow the order right now, Mr. Ali?
I'm responding to this. As per the Hindu claim, Shringar Gauri is behind the wall of the mosque, not inside the mosque. Now the court has ordered for protection or for the sealing of premises of the mosque, which is very much needed for every
No, Mr. Ali, there were women, there were people worshipping every day. There was a stay on that. Only one day in a year was allotted for worship of Shringar Gauri. So do you think that was right? They were stopped, they were not allowed to worship their goddess, and it also happened in a day.
Submit its report tomorrow.
Those who are trying to become the spokesperson of Muslim community, they have to just clarify whether in the country constitution will prevail or what.
Report by the commissioner how the court is passing an order. Is this not illegal? The report will be submitted.
You can challenge if it is an illegal order. You can challenge in the court. You can do anything, but ultimately the court or the constitution will prevail. The thing is, you have to act.
I think I would like to come to the question again, Gopal Agarwal. It is very clear when Shringar Gauri was being worshipped every day, all of a sudden people were told that you cannot do this. You will only get a day in a year where you will be able to go and worship the goddess. That was by an order and that was followed.
Yes,
so
but
why not
what
now?
The petitioner has said, the 5 women, those who challenged in the court, they asked for the puja to be held, which was being done before the 1991 order, 1991-92. So the thing is, now how Asauddin Owaisi says that I will not let anything happen, which is my free will, which is what he thinks. It is under the constitution that whatever the court decides, that has to be done. If you go into only historical fact, this is clear-cut fact in the Indian context that several of the temples across the country were broken and destroyed by Aurangzeb. This is a fact of the life. Now the issue is, next is whether now the action will be taken as per the constitution, as per the court. the minority, so-called Muslim spokesperson, have to accept to this, that this country will run under the Constitution of India, which guarantees an equal right to everybody. It doesn't say that only the minorities will have a right, only the Muslim have the right. It is for even Hindus and every religion, Christian, Parsi, Sikh, Muslims all have
So that's
the
why you
right
are
Shahid Ali wants to respond.
worship
Shahid Ali wants to respond. Shahid Ali.
do their
That's why you are not complying with 1991 Act.
follow their religion. So why in a particular case
That's why you have not been complying with the mandate of 1991 Act.
Let me very
That's
clearly.
why.
the government is stopped at that point of time?
Shahid
The
Ali, in
temple
1937,
was,
the court
happening
said
there.
that only
So
3
the
people
5
could go and
women
offer
have
namaz
filed
in
a
that
case
area.
That we should be
And
allowed
since then,
to worship
the 3 has
in
become 30 and
Shingagori
300
on
now,
the daily
maybe
basis.
more than that.
Then this
That wasn't really
Tilka
complied,
came
Shahid
Your
Ali.
voice is overordered, Mr. Agarwal.
Mr. Agarwal,
Please repeat your question
I'm just
again.
taking a question. Shahid Ali, Mr. Ali. Yes. I'm
What is
saying
your
the
question?
1937 court order says that 3 people should be allowed to read the namaz there. But now the 3 became 30, then became 300. Now I don't know how many people are reading the namaz. So those violations are not to be mentioned, right, Mr. Ali?
From where you are reading this order?
But
1937
Sucharita,
order
we
is
have to
that the
also
entire
understand
mosque,
that Muslim religion is against Buddha Parasti.
Central Waqf Board.
Wherever there is a
1937
temple
order is this.
where there is
1937
wherever there
doesn't
is an
restrict
idol,
the
they cannot
worshippers, the number of worshippers.
use it as a
1937
mosque.
doesn't restrict that.
So this is also
In
a fact.
1947,
Just to
the namaz was
politicize
going
the
on,
issue,
even till date, the namaz is going on.
If
The
you
1991
want to
Act says
live in
that
harmony, all
no
should be living in
religious
harmony.
places
Everybody should
shall
respect
be
the other
changed.
No,
religions.
nobody is saying.
the
Mr.
character of-
Agarwal and Shahid Ali, you're both speaking at the same time. You're both speaking at the same time. Mr. Agarwal, let him make his point. 1937 order says what? Did it not say that there will be the number of people who are going and reading the mass will be numbered? That was never really followed, Mr. Ali and Tabassum. Sorry,
No.
Maria, I would like to come to that. That
1937
order was not followed.
1937
And
doesn't say
still
so.
there have been, so many norms have been flouted.
1937
verified
order
there at
doesn't
the
say so
site.
that only 3 people will perform namaz and all. I don't know from where you are reading this. 1937 order is very, very clear that entire masjid.
No,
and its
I don't know
belongs
from where you're reading. I think you need to go back and read. You need to go back and do your reading, Mr. Ali. It was very clearly stated. And there have been so many orders that have been flouted. There have been flouted and you will not mention them because they will suit you.
Once
Maria,
I am making this statement,
And
I
still
am
they
making
are
this statement with
flouted.
See, what is the
responsibility.
idea over here?
I am not
Not
making
that
anything
it
in
is
We have to go by
there.
the 1991 Act.
Maria and
And we
Rashmi.
have to go by the 1991 Act. We are not here to debate what the Mughals did was right or wrong, what Aurangzeb did was right or wrong. But don't try to become the modern Aurangzeb. Okay, don't say that Aurangzeb did that, so today we are going to demolish all the masajid or something like that. You know, whether Aurangzeb did that, whether any Hindu ruler did that, they did it for their political expansion. It was nothing religious in that. I wouldn't say that Aurangzeb was the most religious person on earth or any other Hindu king. That was all political. So why are we today? We are not living in this. This land is ruled by the constitution. This is not ruled by Aurangzeb. The ruling party should not think that they are the Mughals, right? Why are they
You
acting
believe
like they
in
are the
one rule
Mughals?
for
This
you
belongs to
and one
us
rule
as
for the
much as
rest,
it belongs to
and
you.
following court rules only when when it's convenient to you, and only quoting parts of the judgment which are convenient to you. Then I think we shouldn't be talking about the constitution because you do not accept it in its entirety. Because the constitution, it
in the entirety.
respects people of all
And the
religion
nature of
equally.
the-
That's the reason why there's a survey going on, and you should respect the survey because it is happening
No,
as
what
per
is
a
the
court
point of
order.
survey? No,
You
what is the
cannot be
intention behind the
selective about
survey?
what you want to follow and
No,
what
but
you
you
do
please
not
tell
want to
me,
follow.
like,
If you
what
want to be
was the
selective,
intention
then
behind the
that is
survey?
not
What
true
is trying to be
democracy.
proved
That is
over
just playing Aurangzeb and his politics. That's what you're doing because you do not want to be fair either in your statements or even in your judgment. Because if there needs to be reconciliation, then we do not have a problem with mosques in this country. No Hindu has a problem with mosques. All we have a problem is with mosques being built upon the graves on temples which are destroyed. That is what we have a
See,
problem
I
with.
think,
If you
and I
take
think
a
it's,
walk-
I think all that is being claimed right now with the Hindu side saying Baba mil gaya is still going to go through the court. The court commissioner needs to file his report tomorrow, and that is going to be the big day tomorrow after 3 days of survey. And we will have to wait for the court order on what really comes out of it. So before that, it is basically a claim versus claim, and we can rest it there. Thank you so much to everyone for joining me in Burning.